You know what, y'all? Call me crazy, but I'm thinking the reason why the WWE started facing a real sharp decline was the departure of Vince Russo, yo. Now, as much people don't like Vince Russo, he could be obnoxious, he could be very opinionated, arrogant at times, but this guy was responsible for a lot of the dope television that we seen from the WWE in the 1997 to 1999 period. Because he wasn't a yes man. He wasn't afraid of telling Vince McMahon what he needed to hear and what he wanted to hear. He wasn't afraid of telling Vince McMahon he was out of touch. He wasn't afraid of trying new ideas. So, him being a writer, he wasn't also afraid of using cliffhangers to make you want to tune in to the next week. That's what the WWE is missing today. Real good cliffhangers. So, when he left in 1999, you could feel that there was a shift going on within the quality, because look what the shit that was going on at the time. It was really bad. If you really watch that period, it was really bad. Stone Cold was going to be gone for a year because he had to get neck surgery. Mick Foley was hurt. The Undertaker was hurt. The mid card, the lower card was bad. You had the Big Boss Man and the Big Show feuding for the title. You had Triple H and Vince McMahon main event in the pay-per-view. It was really bad. And even though they acquired Chris Jericho, they demoted him because he pissed the Undertaker off. So he was pretty much demoted to a feud with China. So it was really bad. And then you had The Rock. He could have been the guy that really take it to the next level. But at first, I can tell they didn't want to really do it at first. Because, we know because he's black. We know he didn't really want to do it. But they had to do it. It was no choice but to do it. To put him as the face of the company. And look what happened. They ended up having the biggest year ever. But see, one of the real reasons why they had the biggest year ever is because, number one, they started really aggressively purging these territories. They started purging WCW and ECW at a rapid rate because they needed the talent. It was getting bad. WCW always had a deeper talent pool than WWF. They just needed guidance. So they went ahead, they took Taz and the Dudley Boys from ECW. Then they acquired half of the damn mid-card from WCW. They took Benoit, Guerrero, Malenko, and Saturn. All that. And Chris Jericho. All that within 4 to 5 months. So that's why that paper. And then you had Kurt Angle, who was already developing too. So you can't lose with that. You can't lose with that combination. You know what I mean? You can't lose with the combination of all that talent. And see, they probably used the storylines that they already had matched out from Vince Russo going to the next year, because they always plan shit in advance. So what they did, they probably already matched out everything that they had planned with a lot of what they had going currently. But a lot of that was already in motion. So that explained probably why the following year they revisit the wheel with Stone Cold and Rock. Now, even though it was a great build due to the talent, the reason why they were beefing was kind of strange in a way. And plus, they already had that main event prior. So usually why would you revisit the well again? Even though the promotion was good, they had The Rock being managed by Steve Austin's wife, Deborah. It was weird. It was a weird way of doing this angle right here with Rock and Stone Cold, because they both were baby faces this time around, which was interesting. And another thing too with Stone Cold, they had brought him back. They remixed his theme. The OG theme hits harder than the remix theme. When they brought him back the following year, he used the remix theme in his feud with Rikishi. Even though I like the Who Shot JR angle, we all knew it was going to go to Triple H, because who else would it be? And see, that kind of hurt Rikishi because now Rikishi was a beloved babyface. You sucked the heat out of him. I mean, and now he ain't had nowhere to go from there. It should have just made it be Triple H from the start. Instead of making it like, man, Rikishi was an accomplice. I get it not wanting to be predictable and everything. But at the same time, it was clear and obvious it was Triple H. They had to find a way to do it. But this is where you start seeing the cracks. With the Stone Cold heel turn. Really though. Because in a way, it was entertaining. He really tried to make it work. He beating women up and shit. He beating everybody up with chairs. He beating Lita up. He beating, you know what I'm saying? He's just a paranoid, maniacal dude. I see what he was trying to do. Beating JR up. JR trying to do whatever he can to sell it. But nobody wanted to boo him, man. It's just like John Cena today. Nobody wanted to boo him. So then you turn him back face out of nowhere. Then you align him with Triple H. I'm like, what was the point of the feud that you guys had months ago? He just hit you with a car and now y'all teaming together. I could tell that they were trying to make this shit work. Cause then The Rock was in Hollywood. Chris Benoit had his neck broke. Eddie Guerrero, he was dealing with his demons. Malenko was demoted. Saturn was demoted. So again, it left them in the directionless. Like they were just pivoting this shit. They had a creative dry spell. You can tell, but at the same time, with the talent pool that they had, we couldn't see it. We didn't. That's what it's just like today. You have a talent pool that's crazy, but you can't help but to notice the cracks. You know? Oh yeah, and it make matters even worse, man. The DX reunion. Y'all remember the DX reunion that the Triple H had in '99, where they tried to bring them together as heels? It didn't really work out either. Like, they tried all types of shit, reinventing the wheel and everything, and you could tell they were creatively dry. That's where it started with the Vince Russo, man, because Russo wasn't afraid to test the boundaries. Vince McMahon today got nothing but yes men. Ask any of the talent at that time. Vince mostly had yes man. He had different writers. He ain't want anybody like a Vince Russo or for that matter, people that he feel that he can more so control. That's why he put the rocket ship behind somebody like John Cena, because he ain't gonna sit there and tell him no. He ain't gonna sit there and tell him it ain't gonna make sense. Guys like Shawn Michaels, Bret, Stone Cold, those guys will let him know, like, look, this shit's stupid. I'm not doing it. Ball the paper up and throw it in your face. I'm not gonna do it. It don't make sense. But see, when you have that, it makes better television. When you have that, it makes better creativity. Triple H is in that same predicament now. You got nothing but yes men around you. Nobody's really telling you that your shit sucks. But for starters, we gonna see where it go with this Drew McIntyre angle. Like, they can't fumble this one. I'm liking that ending. Now, how I would have done the ending, I wouldn't have made Jacob Fatu look that bad. Like, you're gonna really have him knocked out for being ran to the cage? What I would have done, because I'm a writer, I also directed videos too. Have Jacob Fatu pop back up, and he's approaching Cody from behind with a menacing looking face. And that's where you turn the TV off and go to the credits, because now you want to see what people tune in to next week. You know what I mean? You got to leave your audience with a hanger. That's what Raw didn't do. You ain't leave us with a hanger. But that's what happened, man, with Vince Russo. And Vince Russo's departure led to a lot of the cracks in the WWE. And they just happen to have long-term equity, and they also have to have a talent pool to where they're the NFL of wrestling. So people are not going to really always see it. But people that are long-time watchers of the product see it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Subscribe, hit the like button, holler at me, man.